Hey guys, welcome back. This will be the last of our weekly updates. So we'll cover some of the things that have come due the last week or so. Chapter 8 discussion, Chapter 9 discussion, and on through to some of the things that are going to be coming due this following Sunday, the 8th, with discussions 10, 11, and homework number 3. Your exam is also coming due on Friday, March 13th, which I've gotten some emails about, which I just sent out another email to everyone. If you're watching this on Thursday afternoon, um, about the due dates, making sure you guys are aware of things. I'll pop this up on the screen here in a second so you guys can see exactly what the dates are. But what we need to make sure we're understanding is the due dates are deadlines for things being done. You can still do things early, which I know has been somewhat of an issue for majority of the class. As I'm looking at the discussion board on D2L right now, and there's only 20 people that have actually responded to some of the, or 20 posts, I should say, that have been put on for the last discussion question, which is due in a couple days. So please don't wait till the last minute on this stuff. Make sure you're getting things in on ahead of time so you can don't run into any issues. Again, just due dates there, as you can see. Discussion post 10, chapter 10 and 11 are both due on March the 8th, with a Sunday. Homework number 3 is due on Friday, Friday the 13th, and exam number 2 also has to be taken by Friday the 13th. There is no work that's going to be accepted after Friday the 13th. Friday, March 13th, so make sure you're getting things done and things taken care of before that date. That includes the SONA research stuff. Make sure that you're getting things locked down before you get to that point. If you participate in a study on Friday the 13th, that's fine. But after anything beyond that point will not be accepted for mandatory credit or for extra credit. With that being said, exam number 2 coming up. We'll get to that first. Make sure you're taking a look at the review that's in the content section on D2L. Follow that pretty easily, and you shouldn't have any issues. Very similar to what you have with exam number 1. As long as you go through the review, you shouldn't have any major issues. Something that I do want to kind of point you in the right direction on, something I've known some people to have some issues with in the past, or some missed questions in the past have revolved around some of the companies that are involved in the chapter 10 of the book. Understand kind of the basic understanding about who's done what, which company has done what. Has done which unethical behavior, kind of what the public opinion has been about it. What did they do from a legal standpoint? What was illegal? What was something that was kind of crossing the line there? Familiarize yourself with the different cases, and you should be fine as far as that goes. The rest of it, just make sure you're going through with that review process and taking care of that. Again, reminder, don't wait till the last minute on that. Make sure you're getting that stuff taken care of and getting signed up for that exam ahead of time. I had a couple people during the first exam that waited till the last minute that had to try and find extensions or try and get things figured out, and it becomes a real big hassle if you don't get things done. So my recommendation, try and get it done Wednesday, Thursday of next week, so you aren't trying to beat the crowd to get in on a Friday. Testing centers, if you're here in Stillwater, West Watkins, the testing center usually get a little bit busier on Fridays, so keep that in mind. All right. As far as the homework and the discussions go, the homework, that third homework that you guys are responsible for, sorry, I was popping up the homework from the content section here. Homework number 3 has a couple different options in it. Option number 1 is you're going to have to research a whistleblower, and with this there are numerous options that are out there. So try and find one that interests you, something that makes sense, that you find some interest in, and find something that you actually want to discuss. What you can do with this is kind of go through it and figure out, did they follow those 7 steps that are given in chapter 4, or how closely did they follow them. Another option for this one is to watch the movie The Insider and kind of go through what Russell Crowe's character has done, and see and kind of compare and contrast some of the differences between that and what we're looking at from chapter 4. What are the also take a look at what the conflicting values are when you're talking about some of these things. Is it something where give me 1 second, okay? give me something where we have some personal values, personal relationships, and then some business aspects that are taking that are kind of coming into conflict and coming into kind of bashing or clashing together, and how does that affect what goes on with the decisions that are made. Option number 2 is that you can research a different country and find out what the country's ethical standards are, find out what the norms are there. And this is something that's pretty interesting, especially if you are thinking about doing a study abroad or something along those lines, that you can find some of these, find out some information about how countries do business, what's acceptable in different places. And personally, I'm in charge of the internship course for the school, for the management department over here in OSU, and it's something that I've had a couple students that have gone and done study abroad have done internships in different countries, and have journaled back to me and said, oh, I can't believe this is happening. I can't believe that they do this, or they push people this far, or that they expect people to do X, Y, or Z, and talk about some of the things that kind of seem weird to you. Compare and contrast compared to your native country. Figure out, is something that the standard is different, the criteria is different for what is ethical, what's unethical. Understand some of the concepts of, is a country more geared toward individualistic types of behaviors, types of mentalities, or is it more about the team effort, the collectivist kind of mentality? But yeah, lots of different options out there, and find something that, again, that interests you if you decide to choose that option. That goes with Chapter 11 as well, and we'll give you there's a couple different theories and criteria that are in there that can help you along with kind of hashing all this stuff out. Make sure, regardless of which option you choose, make sure you cite your work and make sure you do a good job of actually giving people credit for what they do. It's an ethics class. We don't want to have ethical issues come into play. Okay, for the discussion questions, Chapter 8 dealt with the surprising truth about what motivates us, and this is just a fun video. I personally like the whiteboard stuff, and I actually, like I think I told you guys in the last update, I actually showed this to my fundamentals classes as well, just to kind of spur on some conversation and talk about some of these things that we figure out kind of what we like and what we maybe don't think about with as far as motivational factors. One of the things I like seeing from the discussion with this one is a lot of you guys got into future careers and future career needs and things you're going to be looking for future careers, and that was kind of the thought behind this. Looking at how you become engaged in what you do and what you're looking for as far as trying to find a good fit for the company that you're going to be working for. It's fine if you went and talked about the companies you are currently working for, but that's kind of with this being a college course, so we're looking at future career aspirations more so than the other. So fine either way, just again, just a different way of looking at some of these things about employee engagement, motivation, etc. Chapter 9 dealt with the idea of CSR, the CSR reports, CSR pyramids, and taking a look at what companies will do and how far they'll go and what they feel they need to do at certain levels. And if you look at the CSR pyramid, I'm going to put up on the screen here, there's a couple different things we look at with this, and you'll notice that kind of the higher that we go up on that pyramid, the less companies actually have to do, the less they actually have to fulfill on that pyramid. It's something that many companies will do things just to be, have a good reputation, be seen as through the rose-colored glasses from their consumers, from other people that might be involved with working with them. But it's not something that some of these companies necessarily have to do, like you have at the bottom of the pyramid. If you look at the bottom of the pyramid for excuse me, economic factors, they have to make money. They have to be profitable and make money in order to stay in business. So those are things that definitely guide how you're going to do things and how you make decisions. The legal aspects, the understanding that if you're doing things that are illegal, you're going to be shut down. You're going to be run out of business. You're going to go to the pokey and spend some time in jail if you do some things that are illegal. So understanding that those types of things are going to come into play. As far as the ethical and philanthropical areas, companies don't necessarily have to be ethical in order to do business, in order to stay in business. The worse that they get, the more that things are going to kind of toe the line between being illegal and kind of crossing that line. But they can do some things that aren't necessarily ethical in everyone's mind and still get away with it and still run profitable businesses. It comes down to again, how are they being socially responsible? Are they being companies that are doing the right things or not? From a philanthropical standpoint, again, same thing. They don't necessarily have to be involved with charities. They don't have to be involved with giving or charitable donations in order to be successful. Some of the companies that again have a better reputation are the ones that are going to be doing some of those things and having success with those measures, and will have a better reputation, like I said. But it's something that as you go through these things, it changes reputation based on how much they decide to do some of these things, and that they don't necessarily have to. Reputation, kind of moving on here, is the key concept for Chapter 10 discussion. When you guys are getting into your Chapter 10 stuff, which it looks like there's 24 threads here going on, so only 24 of the 100, if so, about that many students have actually responded to this so far. But take a look at the reputation that companies and brands play when you're making purchasing decisions, when you are a consumer. What are the things that stand out as far as, if a company like Tylenol and Toyota and some oil companies have done in the past and that have not been on the up and up, or may not have done the right things in certain situations, does it change how you feel about those companies? Does it change your purchasing decision? How far is too far before you start to make the decision? No, I'm not going to buy Tylenol brand, or I'm not going to buy a Toyota car. What is it that actually makes the decision for you? Is there a line to cross? For some of these products that we need, some of the things that we have in our everyday lives, gas, oil, is there a line that they can cross before you finally make life-changing decisions about not using certain products? Take a look at yourself, take a look at your own personal opinions, personal preferences, personal decision making as far as some of this stuff goes. For companies that have gone and done some unethical behaviors, what have they done that has kind of brought them into your good graces, and how much does that mean to you? Is it something that companies can ever get back to in your good graces or not? And everybody has different opinions, and this is one of the things I like about this discussion, is seeing what some people do. So what some people think and what other people think about the same type of company. This is one that usually has quite a bit of good discussion with some disagreements in it, because some people say, oh, this isn't that big a deal, or I've been using this brand for years and years and years despite whatever's going on. It's just I've become so brand loyal that I'm okay with it, and I still want to continue to use it despite what's going on or despite what happens, and I really don't care about those types of things. And it usually sparks some pretty good conversations in here. Good. Chapter 11, make sure you're watching this video that's done through, I think it's through PBS. But this video is about the selling of ultrasound equipment in India, and dealing with trying to determine gender before the baby is born, and trying to figure out, do they actually abort the fetuses based on having this equipment, having this technology, and the ethical implications of should this be done, and taking a look at things a little bit further than just from the ethical standpoint, but why is the decision being made, and what makes it such a difficult situation based on the population factors, based on the poverty levels in some of these areas. Is it something that maybe is more understandable given certain contexts, given certain relationships, for some of these things to happen? And there we're going to have, again, some good conversations probably, and some good understanding about, some people that say, look, this is wrong no matter what the situation is, and others that say, look, I can kind of understand what's going on, and I can kind of understand why they're doing this from a economic, from financial, from a socioeconomic standpoint. What are we looking at, and what is it that makes these decisions difficult? What makes this topic something difficult? Good. That is the last of the discussion questions. Remember, those are due on Sunday the 8th, and I've only got 10 people that have responded to the ultrasound video question. So make sure you're getting in there, and make sure you're getting that taken care of in the next couple of days. Otherwise, you're going to missing out on points. Last thing I want to say, make sure that you're checking on your grades. If you have discrepancies with your grades, make sure you get those into Gannon, Boncaldo, the GA for this class, or myself, before the 13th of March. Anything that's brought to our attention after the 13th, will basically go by the wayside. It's kind of you're bringing up on deaf ears. The 13th is the deadline for getting those discrepancies taken care of. So please, if you have issues, if you have questions about your grade, please let us know. For any points that were missed, we've got pretty good notes about why certain things, why points were missed, or what the issues were with why you didn't get full credit for discussion posts, homework, etc. So please let us know. Otherwise, if you have any questions, please email me, email Gannon. If it's test related, make sure you're emailing me about some of these things. Otherwise, that's all I've got. Good luck with the second exam, and good luck with the rest of your semester, and I'll see you later. Thank you.